Right, Vinay. Now, namaste everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. I'm really excited to welcome all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh, and we meet every Sunday, 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, and find out all the details about how you can join the Sunday classes as well as several practice sessions we have throughout the week. As you know, this year we just did a kickoff last session to onboard some of the new Hindi learners as well. So if you are ever wanted to learn a new language, you have the opportunity this month to kind of enroll and start the journey with the some of the new learners that we have, and along with some of the more experienced Hindi learners. And nothing better than that, where you have a community of learners helping you and push you in your journey and goal, right? So, and I share a little bit of information with you on the slide about Hindi University and some of the projects that we have done. Um, just to kind of give a little bit of a background and it's like if you want to join the Sunday classes, all you need is the Zoom link, right? We don't really expect you to have a prior understand. It's great if you have it, but if you don't have it, that's fine as well, about the prior understanding of the Hindi language, right? All you need is some reasonable Wi-Fi, or you can use the Zoom link to join or the meeting ID to join. We also have a Discord community, and if you go to the website hindiuniversity.org, you will see the guideline which you can use step by step to join the community on Discord, and WhatsApp group will be sharing with you during the class as well. As you know, the format for this year is it's a blended curriculum. Like I we sought a lot of feedback from a lot of learners, and we will make some changes to enhance the experience for everyone. There'll be more focus on, like real time Hindi conversation, speaking ability, and your your ability to face the fears, so that you're it's so that you get comfortable making the mistakes and at least give it a try. So that segment will always be there in most of the classes. That's what I would try to do, so that way you are, imagine if you do the 50 sessions this year, and if you try it 50 times, all of a sudden you will see the compounding effect of it. So that's the one thing we will be trying. Along with that, there will be grammar sessions, so that way you will brush up the concepts and you will continue to refine the tools. Okay. Um, any questions so far before we get going about administrative stuff? Wonderful. We can get started. All right. So this is what I showed you last week, this image. Okay. And I know some of the students were like, okay, we have not taken any lessons before. How do we get started on that? Right? I mean, that's a very obvious fear. And you will learn, like in the second segment of the class, that Hindi is not necessarily that you have to learn all the grammatical tools first and then you'll be able to speak, right? No, there's nothing like that. You will catch up a lot of patterns and chunks of sentences from other students, and that's how you will acquire it as well, right? So I'm going to give you some more time to absorb this image. We'll start with very basic sentences that the beginner levels formed. Then we'll work our way up toward the intermediate level, okay, and then the advanced level. And throughout this session, at least I'll spend about 20-25 minutes on that. I want you to pay attention to what other learners are saying. Okay. And that way, at least you will catch up. You will learn about a lot of new vocabulary words. You will learn about a lot of new verbs as well. At a minimum, you will get comfortable listening to the sentences. Okay. And then we'll worry about what's right, what's wrong. So I'll start with the very basics level here. Right. So I want you to identify nouns in this image. You can raise your hand, and I'm going to ask you about, so that way at least you'll get comfortable about what are the different nouns that you see. And then after nouns, we'll jump with verb. What are the different verb you see in this image? Okay, Kavita ji, I'll start with you. What are the some of the nouns that you see in this image?
Uh, Sabzi,
Okay, sabzi, very good. Sabzi is
bache,
okay. Bache is
um, sabzi wala.
okay. Okay, so you can translate also when you say it.
Oh,
So
sorry,
sub,
yes.
yeah.
Fruit or sabzi wala, a fruit and vegetable guy,
Okay,
bache, children,
okay. Bache
um,
children.
um, let's see, bagicha,
Bagicha, very good. What is bagicha?
bagicha, a garden, but
Okay, bagicha.
I'm not sure, bagicha or bag. So I heard both
Both are
equal.
same. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, both are yeah.
Um, bus.
Okay,
Bus.
very good.
Yeah,
Awesome, awesome.
औरत,
Then
औरत, आदमी,
okay,
uh,
what is aurat?
औरत, oh sorry, औरत, lady, woman,
Okay, aurat. Uh-huh.
आदमी, man.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, awesome. Ben or Misha, either of you can go.
Do you see any verbs?
Which one?
So there's lurky and lurker for the boys and the girls.
Okay, okay. Ladki and ladka. Okay.
If there's an apple on the table, I would call it a save.
Same. Okay, okay. What is same?
Apple.
Apple. Very good. Apple.
Is he reading a kitab,
Okay. Kitab. Kitab is
a book?
very good. Okay,
Anything?
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, what's it in Hindi? No.
Can
That's
Misha? Okay,
anything?
beautiful. Can we? Misha wants to say something?
No.
Okay, okay. We'll take time. Okay, no worries. Okay. Let's look at some more. Mitaji, mita wise. Do you see any more nouns here?
Gas,
Gas. What is gas? Beautiful.
grass, sorry, grass.
Beautiful. Grass.
Uh,
Beautiful.
Poda, plant.
Plant. Podha.
Uh,
Beautiful.
Pate, leaves.
Okay. Patte is leaves.
Deer for lamp.
Okay. Lamp. Okay. Okay.
Train, did we get train?
We have not got rain yet.
Okay. I don't know. Gari? No, that's car. I can't remember what train is.
Rail gadi.
Ah,
Rail
yeah,
gadi.
there.
Rail gadi. So it's like a car, but like on rails. So rail gadi.
Okay. And then there's Darvaza. There's a door on the train. Darvaza.
Darwaza. That's good. Darwaza. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Let's Jute, shoes.
Jute. Shoes. Okay. Shoes.
Kapare, clothes.
Kapde is clothes. Very good. Okay.
Uh, keep going.
People. People
People,
is
log, log.
log. Very good. Very good. Log.
Maze, maze for table.
Beautiful.
Uh, I always get the chair one wrong. Could starts with a K.
Kursi. Kursi.
T, yeah.
Kursi. Okay.
Paid, did we get paid or paid on for tree and
Paid.
trees?
Paid is tree. Beautiful. Awesome.
Um,
Thank you so much. This is great. This is great. Thank you. So, as you will get familiar with this process, you will try to dissect the image, all of you, right? You don't need to know all the vocabulary words also, right? And we'll learn about that slowly. You don't need to memorize also. But what's important is to be able to not freeze and to be able to dissect the image into different parts of speech, right? You will know the nouns gradually. Then we will talk about some verbs also. What are the actions that we are seeing in this image? Okay. And then we will try to concatenate and we'll say who is doing what to whom. That's how Hindi works. It's more on the relationship between the subjects and the objects. And and I'll talk about more about what the reality in Hindi, right? So now let's talk about, I'll give you a formula before I jump into it. So some of you may be familiar with it. Let's say you do not know how do you say book in Hindi. I'm going to take a slight shift of what formula can I use to ask Hindi learner or someone who knows Hindi about how do you say book in Hindi. Who'd like to go with that? Christine ji, you want to give it a try? You do not know how do you say book in Hindi?
I would ask book का मतलब क्या है?
Okay, okay. Or the other one would be
Um, book कैसे कहते हैं?
beautiful, beautiful. So you'll say Hindi में, okay. Anybody else before I give the answer? Actually, I want to see if okay.
हिंदी में
बुक
बुक क्या
को
कहती है?
क्या कहते हैं?
Very good, right? So you'll say Hindi में book को क्या कहते हैं? And you're literally asking someone, how do you say book in Hindi? So even if you don't know the vocabulary words, you have the tool to ask someone, how do you say this particular word in Hindi? And they will respond, Hindi में book को किताब कहते हैं. Basically kitab. So that's your formula number 1. The second formula, as Christine ji mentioned, let's say you hear all of a sudden something in Hindi and you don't know what it means. Okay, let's say you heard the word gas. That's what mentioned by Mita ji. You can say gas का मतलब क्या है? Gas का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by gas? Right? What is the meaning of gas? And they will say it means grass. So in the image, you saw there was a grass and then people were sitting on it, right? But you, in the conversation or when you're listening it, you hear this word again and again, gas. It's confusing you. What does it mean? So one option is you clarify it. What are you saying? Like, what does it mean in English or your native language? The other option is you can just use this formula to clarify it in Hindi itself. Okay. Any questions on this before we again go back to the image and try to dissect it?
I have a question.
Go for
I
it.
also have one.
Okay. So Ron and then the next one.
Perhaps it's a rather stupid question, but the book "Co." I think last time we learned "Co" that it was mentioning a specific book.
Okay. Okay.
Is this a specific book or just a book in general?
So okay. So we'll come back to that. It's a good one. Okay. We'll come back to that. Hold on to that question though. Yeah. Okay. And then what was the other one? It's a good one though, Ron.
Yeah, I would like to ask gas, if
Okay.
you change it to another item, would
Yes.
it also change ka into something else, like feminine, masculine, or whatever?
So let's change it. So for simplicity, we'll keep it the same. We're not going to change the ka matlab, right? I mean, it's going to be same. So let's say instead of you heard paid ka matlab kya hai? Okay. Instead of paid, let's say you hear rail gadi. Rail gadi ka matlab kya hai? You can keep it. The question was, is the ka going to change or not? Right? That was the question. Right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay, no, it's gonna remain the same. पेड़ का रेलगाड़ी का मतलब क्या है? पेड़ का मतलब क्या है? You can keep it the same. It's gonna be the same.
All right, great.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so now we'll go back to the image. Right now, you're just still dissecting it. Now we'll take some verbs from this image, and then I want to see if someone who's not tried before, and then we'll start forming very basic sentences and the patterns. So, Rikeji, what verbs do you see? What actions do you see?
Khelna
Khelna. Okay, what does khelna means?
is to play.
To play. Beautiful. Khelna is to play. Awesome. Jonas ji?
Beto,
Okay, बैठना is to
betna, or to sit, or yeah.
to sit. Okay, Neeraj,
खरीदना, to buy.
खरीदना is to buy. Beautiful. Mia,
बेचना to sell.
beautiful. बेचना. So खरीदना is to buy, बेचना is to sell. All of them you will notice are ending with na to show the infinitive form of the verb. Okay. Una ji,
Padna,
पढ़ना. What is पढ़ना?
to read.
To read. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Maya ji,
चलना,
chalna. What is chalna?
to walk.
To walk. Beautiful. Okay. Anyone else?
Is walking pedna?
Prasna.
Which one is walking? What?
Is it pedna?
Pedal chalna. Okay. So it's a, yeah. So it's chalna, we will use chalna, but pedal chalna is to walk as well. And someone was saying, and I interrupted them. What was that?
Hasna.
Hasna. Beautiful. What is hasna?
To laugh or to smile.
To smile or to laugh. Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Linda ji?
Yes. Batana,
Sunna. Batana. Okay. What is batana?
to tell.
To tell. Beautiful. To tell. Beautiful. With Lena, right? Is that the thing?
Dana.
They. Okay. What does it mean?
To give.
To give. Beautiful. Dena is to give. Lena is to take. Beautiful, right? Awesome. Okay. This is great. So think about it. You shifted from being completely frozen, looking at the image with a lot of activity, to you try to dissect it. Now we'll try to come up with sentences about who is doing what to whom. Okay. It may not fit in all the sentences, but largely that's how it is, right? I mean, so now let's make basic sentences, like something that can be repeated, right? So we'll start with beginner level. So if I'm asking you, it doesn't mean that you are a beginner level. I'm just asking you to make beginner level sentences before you jump to the intermediate or advanced. So let's see. I'm going to ask who would like to. Michael ji, you want to? I want you to make simple sentences, very basic sentences, beginner level,
Which tense?
and your call. Okay.
Okay, so larki
Mhm.
or larki,
Mhm.
bol rahe hain.
Okay. Okay. बोल रहे हैं. Okay. Keep going.
औरत पढ़ रही है.
Okay. औरत पढ़ रही है. Beautiful. I'll take one more.
Mahila Narangi Sari Mahila Wali Mahila Kharid Rahi hai.
Beautiful, right? So you can follow the pattern. Mahila, lady, खरीद रही है. लड़की पढ़ रही है. And then you said something, लड़की चल रही है. Along those lines. Okay? Let's keep going. Some more beginner level sentences. Who would like to go? Fiona ji? I know your level is quite ahead, but still try to make simpler sentences. If you prepare in advance, that's okay. We can cover it.
एक छोटा लड़का गेंद से खेल रहा है.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful.
लड़की की बेंच पर बैठी है.
Okay. लड़की बेंच पर बैठी है.
प्लेटफॉर्म पर एक रेलगाड़ी है.
Okay. प्लेटफॉर्म पर एक रेलगाड़ी है.
Um, uh,
Okay, good, awesome. Josh, good. Josh, we'll try to pick up the pace. It's okay to keep it short as well, okay?
Okay. यह पार्क में आज सुंदर है.
Mm-hmm.
सब लोग को अच्छा समय लग रही है.
Mm-hmm.
लंबी काला लैंप ट्रेन के पास है.
Okay.
औरत बेच रही और किताब पढ़ रही है.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Okay. There are minor things, but let's not worry about them. Okay. This is great. Awesome. Okay. Jonas ji, let's pick up the pace slightly so we can do more.
Not really sure. Pad Sundar hai.
Okay. Park Sundar hai. Park is
Like,
beautiful.
I forgot the lady term. There is that sari.
Uh-huh.
Lady in sari buying vegetables. I don't really get to construct just yet.
Okay. It's okay.
There is a chacha sitting like.
Okay. Baitha hai. Beautiful.
Beta hai, yeah. Uncle beta
Beautiful.
hai.
Uncle baithe hai. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This
But
is great. This is okay. This is good. Okay.
yes, sir.
Ben or Misha. Yeah. Ben or Misha. Either of you.
मुझे खेलना है.
मुझे खेलना है. Okay. और बच्चा खेल रहा है. I
He
think
said
that's what you were
Butche.
trying.
He said
Okay.
Butche.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got Lurka ke paas lal t-shirt hai.
Okay. Beautiful. Right. I'm gonna give you the flavor of how somebody will make longer sentences, and this is just to kind of get you guys the listening practice. Okay. So Christine ji, you want to scan it and tell us what it is?
Sure. I prepared a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. हर दिन मैं शाम 5 बजे ट्रेन स्टेशन पर पहुंचती हूँ. वहाँ हमेशा बहुत लोग होते हैं और बहुत कुछ होता रहता है. पूजा आंटी सब्जी वाले के साथ मोल भाव करती है. कन्ना परिवार के बच्चे अपने माँ बाप के सामने कहते हैं. सलमान चाचा बेंच पर बैठे हैं क्योंकि आज बुधवार है और वो अपने पोते से मिलने का इंतजार कर रहे हैं. प्रिया और उसकी माँ बाजार जाते हैं ताकि वो प्रिया के जन्मदिन के लिए नए कपड़े खरीद सके. और पार्क में मालिनी हमेशा एक किताब के साथ रहते हैं. मैंने उसे बुलाया लेकिन उसने नहीं सुना क्योंकि वो कहानी में खो गई थी.
Beautiful. Amazing. You saw she put a lot of decorations in the sentence. There was a lot of imagination. So one is, and we will get there. So one is like you describe what it is. The other one is you're just creating a story out of it. Right? So that was amazing. Okay, that was amazing. I'll take some more ways. JDG.
I could say maid, Tazvir May, ek reogarti, dek sakta hun.
Beautiful.
May, bache, hold on a second. May bache, dek sakte hun. Bacha, kale, football kale, raha hun, hey, raha hey.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Anyone else prepared? You can keep it short, and we can get going. Anyone else prepared? You can, yeah, Kavita ji, go for it.
Can I do one?
आज मौसम बहुत अच्छी है। सब
Mhm,
लोग शहर में नाव बगीचा है।
mhm,
let's see, ये बगीचा बहुत सुंदर है और ट्रेन स्टेशन के पास है।
mhm.
बच्चे खेल रहे हैं, सब परिवार चल रहे हैं। बगीचा में एक फ्रूट और सब्जी वाला है।
Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we'll go in Marwa ji.
ओके तस्वीर में एक रेलगाड़ी के बगल में एक बगीचा दिखाती है।
Mhm,
बगीचा में कई लोग हैं, कुछ लोग आते हैं, कुछ लोग जाते हैं। रेलगाड़ी में भी कई लोग हैं, कुछ लोग उतर रहे हैं, कुछ लोग चढ़ रहे हैं। और उन सभी के दिलों में अलग अलग कहानियां हैं। एक माँ
beautiful.
एक माँ
Yeah.
और उसकी बेटी चलते चलते बात कर रही है। बच्चे गेंद खेल रहे हैं। एक बुजुर्ग आदमी लकड़ी बेंच पर बैठकर खेलते हुए बच्चों को देखते देखते और अपनी बचपन के दिन को याद आ रहा है।
Beautiful.
इस
Awesome.
बूढ़े आदमी के बगल में सब्जी वाला सब्जी बेच रही है। एक औरत रंगीन साड़ी पहनी सब्जियां खरीद रही है। खेल के शोर से दूर एक लड़की बैठकर एक किताब पढ़ रही है। दूर दूर तक बच्चों के आनंद लेने के लिए झूले हैं। दो प्यार करने वाले उनके हाथों में हाथ, आंखों में आंख, खुल्लम खुल्ला प्यार करते हैं। अंत में लोग बगीचे में खुली हवा और हसीन समा का आनंद लेते हैं। हालांकि ट्रेन लोग अपनी मंजिल पहुंचने का इंतजार करते हैं।
Okay, beautiful. Great. Sheila ji.
यह फोटो दिन है, मौसम अच्छा है। के बीच में कबूतर जमीन पर दाने या कीड़े चुगा रहे हैं।
Mhm,
सब्जी वाला काट पर टमाटर, लाल मिर्च, मूली, आलू, पत्तियों सब्जियों मिलते हैं।
Okay, beautiful. Awesome, awesome. Ellen ji.
कल मैं पार्क गई। मैं नारंगी साड़ी पहने हुए औरत को सब्जियां
Mhm,
खरीदते देखा।
mhm.
बच्चे गेंद के साथ खेल रहे थे और जब मैं उनके करीब गई तब गेंद मेरे सिर पर लगी। मुझे चोट बिल्कुल नहीं लगी तो मैं हंसी और गेंद उनकी तरफ फेंक दी।
Beautiful. So you created a new thing out of it. Amazing. Okay. Sharon ji.
I'll just do one sentence out of my thing that I prepared. Actually, it's a question. क्या आप एक मुस्कुराते हुए आदमी को दाढ़ी वाला बेंच पर बैठे हुए अपनी पोती पोतियों को खेलते हुए देखते हैं?
Ah.
So, do you need translation or is it fine?
No, this is good. This is good. Thank you. Thank you. Variety there. Katie ji.
इस तस्वीर में रेलवे स्टेशन पर लोग दिखाई दे रहे हैं।
Mhm,
प्लेटफॉर्म पर कई लोग हैं और कुछ लोग पास की घास पर आराम कर रहे हैं।
mhm,
उदाहरण के लिए दो दोस्त एक बेंच पर बैठकर बातें कर रहे हैं।
mhm,
एक माँ और बेटी टहलते हुए बातें कर रही है।
mhm,
कुछ लड़के फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं एक लड़की घास पर बैठकर किताब पढ़ रही है और एक महिला सब्जियां खरीद रही है
Okay.
सब्जी विक्रेता के पास कबूतर जमीन पर चोंच मार रहे हैं और सभी के आनंद के लिए एक हिंडोला भी है
Yeah, beautiful. Anyone else who's really scared and who wants to take a risk?
Yeah, shall I try, Shuji?
Okay, go for it.
अच्छा मैं यकीन है कि ये तस्वीर असल नहीं है ये
Mhm,
फर्ज है मैं
mhm,
सोच रहा है कि ये एआई द्वारा से बना गया है
mhm,
ये दृश्य बहुत संभव नहीं होता है
mhm,
मैं बताता हूँ वर्णन करूँगा और आप देखिए अगर इमेज को बढ़ा जाता है बढ़ा
mhm,
जाता है अब कुछ ज्यादा इनकंसिस्टेंसीज है इमेज में
mhm, mhm,
अब आप दूर से देखिए बायां तरफ एक लंबी ये खेल का मैदान है
mhm,
और वो एक आदमी है बहुत लंबी पैरों है
mhm,
वो ठीक नहीं है और
mhm,
वो देखिए और अम, दी भारत में
mhm,
ऐसा एक रेलगाड़ी नहीं मिल सकेगा वो बहुत
mhm,
व्यस्त है
mhm,
और मैं सोचता है कि वो जमीन पर कबूतर है न्यूयॉर्क में बहुत
mhm,
ज्यादा कबूतर है लेकिन वो अगर बच्चे को खेल रहे हैं वो कबूतर जमीन पर नहीं
उड़
मिलेगा
जाएंगे. Mhm, mhm,
और और है वो मैं वर्णन करूंगा एक बुजुर्ग आदमी बैठ रहे हैं और उनका एक टोपी सर पर एक टोपी है इस बात के संकेत है कि वो मुसलमान है
mhm,
वो सीधे देख रहा है लेकिन वो बच्चे को पोटे में सोचा वो बच्चे की सोचा नहीं है वो
mhm,
एक छोटा लड़का है वो छोटा लड़का खेन को लात मारना है
Okay. So this is
मारना
this is good.
है
This is good. This is another variety. You pretty much did the critical analysis of it, which is also good, right? Because that's another way to sort of, explain it, right? So I'm going to keep it short because to cover but I'll just take one more and
Wait,
then we'll
I
get
would ask one question. See, I
yes,
wanted to
go for it.
find the word the boy युवा लोग bench पर बैठ रहे हैं वो
Uh,
they are flirting with each other and I was trying to find out what is the word for flirting with each other in
I'll,
Hindi.
I'll I'll give you the verb also for that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send. Yeah, before. Right. I know in the interest of time, I'll probably go to the grammar section now. But the point is that I want to encourage everyone to do in the practice sessions also. And even if you didn't get a chance to speak right now about the image, that's totally fine. Okay, you will have opportunities. But the main thing is to kind of practice it each week, right? And that's going to help you get going, right? So don't worry if you didn't get a chance. I'll make sure that you will all of you will consistently get the opportunities. Anyway, so the main thing I want to cover in terms of grammar today is about the before we jump into the grammar lessons, I want to talk about having the mindset for learning a new language, in this case a Hindi. And this is like over the years I learned certain things which are different in Hindi language. And you often or people often struggle when they are learning a new language because they want it to match a certain level, right? And that's the same thing for me also. If I'm learning French or Russian or any new language, I will force my belief, right? I would want it to work certain way, right? If I'm more comfortable in English, my that's my comfort zone, right? it may not necessarily work, in the same. So this is really like, before you dig into the Hindi language, it's really about learning and developing the mindset, right? So I'll try to break it down for all of you. I came up with this the concept called careful, okay? And each of those will describe a particular characteristics of it. And it's going to be a very beautiful thing, because that way at least you'll be able to appreciate it more, and you'll start fighting some of the when you see some of the abnormal behavior, because you will realize that that's how it works in Hindi language. Okay, so it's a little bit of a theoretical thing, but bear with me, and I'm gonna, go over that with you. So give me just 1 minute. I'm gonna stop sharing it, and um, I'm gonna go over principle one, which is Hindi is often considered a curious language, right? So, the first principle is Hindi. When you talk in English, you know, English may not necessarily force you to be super precise, right? So when you say I went, or I went to a park, English may not force you to talk about whether it was your choice to go to the park, or whether it was a compulsion to go to the park, or it was an obligation to go to somewhere. English will not force you, okay? You can get that from the situation, from the context, okay? And this is generally true for any time you are speaking something. The language secretly will decide who is at the center, okay? Whether it is a person, male, female, or how much control they have over it, okay? They're doing it as a fact that is expected that they should do, or it's a habit or a wish or a regret. And the truth is, like the principle number one, Hindi does not like this vagueness. Okay, it's a little bit of a curious language, if you will. Okay, so when you speak Hindi, the grammar will keep on asking you, was it a free choice? When you say the same sentence in, I'm gonna write it down for you so it's easier for you, and so when you say I went, so number one is curious. So when you say I went in Hindi, it's मैं गया or मैं गई for a female. And don't worry about the translation yet. Just learn the bigger principle here. Now, in almost most cases, you will not really see these are spoken in isolation, because Hindi would expect you to talk more about it. The person went because it was a plan that they had to go, or they had no choice, they had some obligation. Okay, that's why they had to go, or was it something else, right? So that's the thing you have to really see in which context it is being spoken. Okay, so to give you an example here, I think, yeah. So when you say मैं गया, you can say it as मुझे जाना था. You will say मुझे जाना था when it was your plan to go, or it was expectation from you. Same thing, you can say मुझे जाना पड़ा, because and then that will convey it was a compulsion, you were forced to go. Okay, versus मुझे जाना चाहिए था, okay, that I should have gone, right? It to kind of like, it's a to show the moral judgment or a regret kind of a situation there. So in a net, the principle number one is like, you have to be slightly more detail oriented and not vague when you are sort of learning the Hindi grammar, and you have to describe the context basically. Yeah. So that's your principle number one, which is basically that as we go through the grammar lessons, you will learn that, it's you look at the situation, and you will ask yourself what kind of going it was, Was it a plan, expected, unexpected? And then you sort of choose the form that matches that reality. Yeah. So that's your principle number one. Just remember, it's called curious. And I'm going to change the order, but the second one is about relationship. And you can change the order and come up with still the careful concept. But the second one is relationship. And relationship between the different nouns that are being used in the sentence. Okay? In English, when you say the dog bites the man, it's considered that you have a subject, verb, and object. Whatever you have starting the sentence with, it's a subject followed by a verb, and then you have the object. So English, its order matters in which the sentence is being written. It matters. If I change the order, the
Ashuji, the
meaning will.
whiteboard isn't highlighted. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So when you say the dog bites the man, you have a subject, verb, and object. When you change the order, and when you say the man bites the dog, you will notice it's a different sentence altogether, right? So in English, you have to have the right order for a sentence. Otherwise, the meaning is completely different. Instead of the dog biting the man is biting the dog, right? So you have to know the subject, you have to know the object, and you should know the positioning of it. Hindi is not so particular about the order. It's more particular about the keywords or the cues that will tell who is doing what to whom. And then you can play around with the order. It doesn't really matter actually. How? I'm going to give you the example of that. So Hindi is more particular about, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So in Hindi we rarely rely upon, we rely more upon actually markers and ending, okay, to show who is doing what to whom. Okay. And what do I mean by that? And you will learn it as in the subsequent classes. In the first sentence, it's basically the dog. It's a subject who is doing the action, taking the action. Okay. Who is being bitten? It's very important in Hindi, right? Who is being bitten? And the man is being bitten, you will indicate it by man ko or admi ko. And this is the new word you will see here, admi ko. So when you read a sentence and you see that you have a noun here followed by ko, it gives you the sort of the clue that he's the recipient of some sort of a verb, right? So when you write this sentence in Hindi, dog is kutta, and you have आदमी को काटता है. Okay, कुत्ता आदमी को काटता है. You can change the order all you want. Instead of कुत्ता आदमी को काटता है, you can change it आदमी को कुत्ता काटता है. Same meaning. It doesn't change as in English. You can say काटता है आदमी को कुत्ता. Same meaning. Okay, it does not change. However, if I move this ko, okay, from here to here, it changes. आदमी कुत्ते को काटता है. The man bites the dog. So it's very important that you know the markers, often known as postpositions, and the conjugations of the verb. Okay. Any questions? Bigger picture questions. Okay. Don't worry about the smaller grammar part. We will have the rest of the year to worry about it. But the bigger picture, in my view, it's as you're learning Hindi, don't worry too much about the order per se, about if I'm saying sentences in the right order or not, or the words in the right order or not, it will come. Okay. The most important thing is whether you understand the markers and the placement of it. As I said, instead of admi ko, if you put kutte ko, it changes the meaning altogether. Just like in English, where you change the positioning of subject and the object. Yes, Sheila.
Can you go back to
Yeah.
the slide, Ashuji, the previous slide?
Yes.
Put that on
Yes.
while Sheila talks.
Yes.
I was just going to say, Ashutosh, that when you're reading and when you're comprehending what you're reading, these markers, postpositions are really important because they're like signposts for you in your phrasing and in your comprehension.
Yeah. What has helped you so far, Sheila ji, in kind of like, overcome that?
I think when I started, I didn't realize how to break up a sentence into its phrases when I was reading it in Hindi, compared with like what I would do naturally in English. You have a natural pause at various places, and it's these, or I call them signposts throughout the sentence, which give you your direction and your orientation in terms of comprehension. And that's exactly what you showed with the example about the dog biting a man or a man biting a dog.
Yeah. Altogether a different thing.
Yeah, made me laugh.
Yeah. Yes, Mita ji.
Does that same rule apply if you put nahi in the sentence? Because I've done in the past like nahi and been told, oh no, it's in the wrong place, so it's the wrong.
Yeah. So I think this is, I mean, if I can give a mild criticism to the Hindi native speakers, there is a tendency to overcorrect. Like, so while there is some grammatical nuance around where the nahi is placed, in a day-to-day language, it does not make that big of a difference. And we will learn about where the placement of putting nahi, what you want to emphasize, right? And I'll go over that as well, right? But broadly speaking, on a day-to-day conversation, it does not make that big of a difference. Okay?
Okay.
Like, it's like मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, okay? Rita जाएगी. That means I'm giving more emphasis on who is going. Okay? मैं खाऊंगा नहीं, मैं पीऊंगा. I'm giving more emphasis on the verb. मैं खाऊंगा नहीं, मैं पीऊंगा. Okay. I'll send you some simpler sentences as well, but it's really like, that's the major difference. What you're trying to highlight. You're trying to highlight the subject, or you're trying to highlight like the verb, right? And then that's where you will place it. But there is definitely the default one, right? I mean, but that's grammatically, that's the thing. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions or observation also is fine. I'm going to go slow. I don't want to rush. There are like 7 principles. It's very important that you appreciate all of them. I'm telling you, this will make, and this is a new thing I'm trying this year. As opposed to jumping directly into grammar and then rules around it and without giving the bigger picture, it's hard, right? I mean, then you try to force your native language. I would do the same thing, right? If I don't know how the language behaves. So this is really the learning from the past several years and putting into a framework of like careful, right? Any questions or observations?
Yeah, I have a question, Ashutosh.
Uh-huh.
Is this the same code then as my question when we started Hindi mein book ko kya kehte hai? Is that the same reason why there's code there?
So it Hindi में किताब को क्या कहते हैं? I mean, again, it's gonna, to me it comes very naturally. किताब को क्या कहते हैं, right? I would not say हिंदी में किताब क्या कहते हैं, right? I mean, so I don't have a specific grammar rules per se there, but yeah, uh, it's the I mean, I can make a thing, but like that's what it is basically. Hindi में किताब को क्या कहते हैं? You will not write
Let
it
me,
without that.
can I
Yeah,
answer this question?
yeah.
I think in some verbs in Hindi take special postposition.
Yeah.
Kehna take ko. When I
को
say
कह
they called me something, मुझे कहते हैं. They called me. किताब को क्या कहती है? हिंदी में सुपरस्टार को क्या कहती है? So this verb comes, some verbs come with some postposition like प्यार, नफरत, इनकार, all these takes है. X से प्यार करता, XY से प्यार करता है, X से इनकार करता है, X से नफरत करता है. And some verbs take ka and ki, depends on the noun, feminine or masculine. So there is a lesson explain this all concept because I know some of them like هنا like इंतजार take ka, like mat ka matlab kya hai, like this question before for matlab kya hai, which is ka.
Yeah.
And so on.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take one more. Mitaji, you were saying something?
No, sorry.
Okay, wonderful. So again, this is principle number one was it's a curious language. It doesn't ask for vagueness. It somehow asks for more clarity, in which case if a subject is doing something, they want to know more detail. At least the Hindi language wants to know more details in which something is said. And when you learn the grammar around that part, whether it is an obligation plan, you will immediately get it. Same thing, don't worry about the order, in which you are putting the subject and the object. Worry more about the markers or the post position and the relationship between that. It's going to make it much easier for you. Yeah. I'll do one more principle and then I'll open it up for question, and then rest of it we'll cover it in the next class. Okay. The third principle is basically who is at the center. Okay. In English, when you're saying something, when you're saying I am hungry, I am thirsty, or I am cold, it's almost like the subject is at the center and they are doing that action, even though they're not doing the action. When I say I am hungry, I'm not doing that. Okay. Hindi makes it very explicit that the subject is experiencing the hunger. Okay. Or the subject is experiencing, not the subject, the noun is experiencing the hunger or the cold. It's almost like hunger is coming to me or cold is coming to me. Okay. Or thirst is coming to me. So when you're saying it in Hindi, the marker you will really put be right after the experiencer, right? So if I am feeling the cold, right, you will put I, which is the followed by ko. So I, as some of you may know, is main in Hindi. You'll put ko to that and you will say mujhe. मुझे ठंड is cold लगती है. मुझे प्यास लगती है. I'm feeling thirsty. Okay. So, and that is giving the cue that it's the center of the sentence is not really the subject per se, but the experiencer. Okay. It's almost like cold is the subject basically. Cold is happening. When you write the same sentence in Hindi, it's translated as cold is happening or coming to me. Okay. Or hunger is happening or coming to me. That's how it will get translated. Okay. The focus is basically who is feeling it. Okay. It may sound a bit abstract without going through a lot of example, but That's a major difference between, English and Hindi. That, Hindi puts feeler at the center, not the doer. Okay, so you will get comfortable gradually about, okay, this is an experience. Okay, any kind of a weather situation, that you're feeling it, you will start recognizing that this is an experience, or any kind of knowing something, or knowing a language, or knowing a skill, you will start recognizing that it's an experience. It's not something the subject is, doing. Okay, so-called subject is doing. Yeah. Um, Again, I'm going to do one more sort of a thing on principle number 3, which is in English, when you say I do X, but in Hindi, it's X happens to me. Okay, and as I wrote it down, the mindset shift is fear oriented, right? Hunger is happening to me, cold is touching me, or sleep is coming to me. It sounds weird to say that right now in this way in English, but that's a shift basically you will have when you are learning Hindi, because that's how Hindi will approach this sentence, right? In Hindi, will approach the subject is hunger, okay, and experiencer is me, to me, and to me is nothing but I followed by ko, मुझको, मुझको भूख लग रही है, I'm hungry, मुझको ठंड लग रही है, I'm cold, मुझको गर्मी लग रही है, I'm hot. Yeah. So just to summarize today, I know we are gonna run slightly over. We learned about 3 very important principles in Hindi. Right? First one is it doesn't like vagueness. So as you learn, you start to know more about whether it is an obligation, whether it is a plan, or whether it is sort of expectation. When you are doing some action. Okay. Second one is the placement of the markers. That's more important than the order in which the words are being placed. And the third one is basically feeler versus doer. Who is feeling it, right? We'll do the rest in the next class, but I do want to cover the topic for you to think about in your Hindi conversation practice for next week. So I'm going to cover the rest of the stuff in the next week, but this is the topic for next class, basically. I'm going to give you a video for it as well. In fact, I can play it if you guys give me some time. And this is going to be the important one. It's like there is an air hostess, basically, and she is giving the safety instruction to the people sitting in the plane. Give me 1 minute. Hopefully, I should be able to find the video. Okay, I'm gonna play it for you guys just so that you guys can comfortable. And this is most of you probably are familiar with this situation. You guys have to talk about, at least break it down, even if it's 2 sentences, it's fine. But basically, the person will give safety instructions.
If there's supposed to be sound, Ashutosh, I'm not hearing it.
No, there's supposed to be sound. I deliberately removed the sound so you guys can observe the actions, okay? And even if I put the sound, I think it's going to be just like the music. Okay, I'll send the video, but I hope you guys get the objective here, right? I mean, I'll send the video. You should be able to get similar video for like an Indian air hostess as well. It's gonna give you a good introduction of some of the safety instruction in Hindi. You'll also get familiar with the vocabulary words around the travel and immigration and the safety equipment that you have in the plane as well. Okay. I would advise you, it's okay to use English words in this particular segment, right? Like seatbelt, if you want to say seatbelt, that's okay, as opposed to kursi ki peti, okay? Oxygen mask, you can say oxygen mask, it's just completely fine. At a minimum, I want you to think about some, if you're lost completely, at least start recognizing some nouns in this situation, and that's totally okay. Even if you come back and say the formula that Hindi mein seat belt ko kya kehte hain, I'll be happy with that also. But I want to, give opportunity to more folks in the next class. If someone who didn't get a chance this week, we'll go over that in the next class as well. Okay. Any questions so far? Anyone is feeling
I have
overwhelmed?
a question, Ashuji.
I'll
Are
go for
you
it.
trying to say Hindi is curious or Hindi is more precise? I mean,
Both. It's very precise. It's a very curious also. I didn't want to use the term. I'm going to stop the broadcast.